Today I'm showing you how to do a medieval grommet. So this is a kirtle that I made in linen, and these are the grommets for the side lacing of the kirtle. So I'm just measuring out where I want to put my grommet spacing. I'm doing them at about 1 inch or just over. Generally, any grommets, you don't want your spacing to be much more than 1 inch. Like you can go to 1.25 inches, but that's about it because you won't get a nice closure if you have bigger spacing. Now that I've got my spacing mapped out, I'm going to take my awl. You can see that's an awl. You can get them online. You can use a pencil if you have to, or a sharpened piece of wood. But and I'm going to do it just about just under 1 centimeter in from the edge, or probably about 1/4 inch. And now I'm just sewing around the grommet. I go into the middle of the hole I've made with the awl with my needle, and then I go through both layers of fabric because this is lined, and then I sew a stitch that is about half a centimeter. Half a centimeter. From time to time, I'm going to go in with my awl as I just did and re-establish the hole, because it will slowly tighten up as I'm sewing. And I'm going to pull those stitches relatively tight because I really want to expand that hole. I'm using doubled waxed linen thread. If your thread is really heavy, you don't need to double it. Some people do this with a buttonhole stitch. That's fine. I don't usually. You certainly don't need to. It is something that they did, but it's not necessary. And you want to lay your stitches pretty close together so that it looks neat and tidy, and they're all approximately the same length. Obviously, that takes time to get good at. I can turn my project as I go so that I am not fighting with myself. And I didn't show this, but when I originally pulled out my thread, I made sure that the thread was from my fingertip to past my elbow and then doubled, and that will usually give me enough thread to sew 1 grommet. If you want, you can use a longer thread to try to get 2 grommets out of your thread, but you don't want to make it too long because then you'll get tangled and drive yourself insane. Now that I'm just about at the end, I'm just going to keep sewing until my stitches meet up where I started, and I'll keep poking it with my awl from time to time to keep that hole from closing up as I go. And once I get to the end, I'm just going to take my thread, you can see it on both sides there, and I'm going to sew it back through some of the stitches of the grommet along that edge because it'll be really tight there, and that will keep it nice and secure. Boom, there you go, there's a grommet. Don't forget to subscribe for more sewing, crafting, and medieval stuff.